Welcome back to today's second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Today, I want to address that we have some very good news. First off, I want to talk a little bit about the $1,200 stimulus check. I want to talk about the $600 per week unemployment boost. And for all you essential workers, there is a new state that is offering workers or essential workers some hazard pay, and you can get up to $2,000. So if you are an essential worker, you need to stick around and watch this entire video. So first off, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has watched my videos, that have given it a thumbs up. If you can do that now, if you are enjoying these second stimulus check updates and stimulus package updates, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. It just tells YouTube this is a good video and they should share it with others here on YouTube as well. So let's dive in to the new updates. First off, Nancy Pelosi is standing strong. She is standing her ground and requesting the $3 trillion HEROES Act that the House passed a couple months ago. So this is both good and bad news. Let me address why this is good news first. The first reason why this is good news is because this means there's more stimulus to the American people. A $3 trillion stimulus package is going to help out way more people than the $1 trillion HEROES Act that the Republicans passed just a couple weeks ago, or proposed just a couple weeks ago, because we know that bill did not pass. So that means there's going to be $1,200 stimulus checks to both filers and all dependents. That means there's going to be a $600 per week unemployment boost till the end of the year. That means there's going to be so much more money for state and local governments. So there's a lot of good things inside the HEROES Act. So if she does stand firm and this were to pass, that means there's going to be a lot of money going around to the American people. Another reason why, pretty much I just mentioned it, but it gives more money to all and then some. It gives money to people that really don't even need it, but it's still giving money to everybody out there. So it is a very popular act that has been passed. So I think it would be a great bill, but we just have to see what happens as of right now. And I'll get to what we know as far as the HEROES Act, the HEALS Act, and everything in between later on in this video. So make sure you stick around. Also, one of the things it does is the HEROES Act offers a solution to a problem. The problem is this pandemic, and it offers solutions. The solution is to give people money to make sure they stay home so that we can flatten the curve, everybody can become healthier, we're not infecting all these different people, and the virus eventually will go away. Hopefully we'll get a vaccine for it in the near future. Okay, let's pray for it. Who knows when it's gonna happen, but hopefully it happens very soon, and once it does, everything is going to go back to normal, hopefully and eventually. Now, there is something bad as far as why Nancy Pelosi is standing her ground. There is some bad news in regards to that. And that is playing hardball at this stage in this pandemic could prolong negotiations, which means there's going to be more people waiting for the extended unemployment boost. There's going to be more people waiting for that $1,200 stimulus check. There's going to be more state and local governments waiting for new funding. Okay, there's going to be so many people waiting for money when Nancy Pelosi could easily say, okay, let's meet halfway. But she's not doing that. She's standing firm, which I believe was going to help out more people. And like I've stated in multiple videos, even yesterday's video, if you didn't go watch that, go and click on the link down in the description box below. Go and watch yesterday's stimulus check update, because I mentioned why a $3 trillion package is going to do much more than a $1 trillion package. At $1 trillion, it's not enough. And in the next couple months, if they pass that today, next couple months, they're going to have to rework a new stimulus package. Okay? Even the Federal Reserve stated that if there's no more stimulus, the economy is going to suffer. It's going to suffer for years. Okay? So we should listen to the Federal Reserve in this instance. Now, the Democrats' current stance, okay, and this is big news because it could affect all of us. The Democrats' current stance and the mediocre negotiations that have happened the past couple of weeks or the lack of negotiations, or might be a better phrase, but the mediocre negotiations have President Trump considering an executive order. And this is from Mark Meadows, the chief of staff for the White House. He said that if something doesn't happen by tomorrow, again, today's Thursday, August 5th, okay? And so if something doesn't happen, or Thursday, August 6th, okay? Excuse me. So today is Thursday, August 6th, which means if something doesn't happen tomorrow, by Friday, August 7th, that Donald Trump, President Trump, might consider doing an executive order. And what this means is he would essentially go over Congress's head and create a bill by himself. Okay, he would create a new law by himself. And the problem is that, or one of the nice things about this is he doesn't need the House or the Senate to pass anything. So that's a nice thing. But here's the problem. There are multiple issues with this. First off, I'm not sure how Congress would look at this. I don't think Congress would be too happy, either anybody on the Republican side or even people on the Democratic side. I don't think either party is going to be happy with President Trump going over their head, doing an executive order on something they are currently in the process of negotiating. Okay, that's just my take, but who knows? I'm not a senator. Okay, I'm never going to be in Congress, but anyway, that's just my take. Also, Trump can't issue new money. So President Trump cannot issue any new money to the American people. But he can, okay, he can request that money be redistributed, okay, be pulled from certain places and put off somewhere else. So a couple of the things that he wants to do, okay, what he wants to do an executive order on, the two main things is the eviction moratorium. He would like to do the payroll tax cut in the meantime, and he would also want to do the unemployment boost. Now, those are the things he wants to do. The eviction moratorium does not need any money, so he's good there. The payroll tax cut does not require any money. However, he would need Congress to pass some legislation that states that people that do use this payroll tax cut do not have to pay it back. So he could pass this, he could get it to go through, but the problem is people still might have to pay it back at the end of the year, okay? And the big thing is the payroll, or the possible unemployment boost. We don't know how much it would be per week. Would it be for $200, $300, $400, $500, or the original $600 per week boost? We don't know. But what we do know is there would probably be some pushback. And I'm not sure if the Supreme Court could get in the way of this, could stop this, and could block it before any money goes out. I'm not sure about that, but my guess is they probably could. But right now, what we know is President Trump is trying to do whatever he can. If the powers that be, okay, Nancy Pelosi, Stephen Mnuchin, because we all know Mitch McConnell isn't there at any of these interviews or any of these negotiations, but Nancy Pelosi, Steve Mnuchin, Mark Meadows, and Charles Schumer, if those people cannot agree on something, President Trump has stated he is willing to do whatever he can to get the American people the money that they deserve, okay, and to stop the evictions. So what we know right now, again, we're going to know more today and hopefully tomorrow. My guess is there's going to be no deal this week. I was hoping there was, but there probably will not be. We're about a 95% chance, maybe even 98, 99% chance there will be no deal this week. So we're going to have to watch more updates, watch more news. I've been watching so much news lately. I'm getting sick of it. But again, I told you guys, as of right now, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to teach you how to make money online, which I've been doing. And I'm also going to give you updates on where you can get this money, all right? So in regards to stimulus checks and the stimulus package, I'm going to continue doing these videos because I know it's helping you. Also, what we know right now, as of Thursday, August 6th, is that no deal will pass prior to the August 7th deadline. This August 7th deadline has been talked about and people have been shouting this, this date for weeks and months. But why is that? The reason why is because as of August 7th, okay, in the afternoon, the Senate is technically on recess. However, Mitch McConnell says the Senate will delay their August recess. But the problem is many GOP senators don't think a deal is coming anyways if it doesn't get passed by the 7th. So if a deal does not get passed by tomorrow, many GOP senators have stated they don't think a deal will pass anyway. Okay, that's almost across the board. There are many senators that have publicly stated they don't think a deal will pass, whether they are for the next stimulus package or against it. They just don't think it will pass. Currently, the House, specifically Nancy Pelosi and Charles Schumer, and the Republicans, specifically Mark Meadows and Steve Mnuchin, who are negotiating for Mitch McConnell and the rest of the senators, they are too far apart on a deal. Mark Meadows stated they are trillions of dollars apart. But here's what you need to understand. They started a couple weeks ago, they started at $1 trillion was the Republicans' offer, was their proposal. And we have the Democrats who have the HEROES Act, which is at $3 trillion. So they're already $2 trillion apart to start. And Mark Meadows comes out and says yesterday that there are trillions of dollars apart, trillions, with an S, which means it's multiple, which means it has to be at least two. So they're at least $2 trillion apart, which means the Republicans are still at $1 trillion and the Democrats are still at $3 trillion. So we haven't gotten any closer to the next stimulus package actually becoming a deal. Now, what we do know, again, as of August 6th, this is a Thursday, okay? We've got 1 day until the actual deadline. We know the $1,200 stimulus check is still there. It's just waiting to be passed. And once it's passed, Steve Mnuchin said there's about a 1 week turnaround time. So if it's passed on the 7th, he would be able to issue checks through direct deposit to about 50 million Americans 1 week after, so on August 14th. Another thing we know is a top Federal Reserve official said the U.S. needs another lockdown in order to save the economy. But, and this is a huge but, capital B-U-T, he says only if Congress acts fast, which means additional stimulus checks, which also means the unemployment boost. They need to pass these first and then issue a nationwide lockdown in order to flatten the curve, eliminate the virus, okay, so we're not passing around infecting everybody, and then the economy will come back much quicker. This is a statement from a top Federal Reserve official, okay, so somebody that is pretty well qualified to make this statement. Now, one thing we do know, and this is what I've been wanting you guys to stick around for, and I promised you, if a new state, new city, new county started offering hazard pay to all you essential workers, I would let you know. Now, whether you live in this state or not, it's still important. I'm going to explain why after I tell you what this is, okay? So first off, as of yesterday, Vermont is now offering essential workers hazard pay, and you can get up to $2,000 per employee. Now, here's what you need to understand. The employee cannot apply. It has to be done by the employer, okay? And I say this because many employers don't want to go through the hassle, don't want to do the work, don't want to redistribute the money once it comes to them. It's just too much. However, this is something that Vermont has done. I think they put in $28 million or something like that. Okay, it's a decent number. Maybe it's higher than that. I'm not really sure. Should have wrote it down, but I didn't. Sorry about that. But currently, if you make $25 per hour or less in the state of Vermont, and you are classified as an essential worker, so anybody that has gets around anything hazardous, okay, you're out there working with customers, you work in a retail store would be an essential worker. You work at a restaurant and you are issuing meals to people. You work at a hospital, a clinic, something like that. You're an EMT. Okay, there's a lot of people here that are covered. But if you make $25 an hour or less, you qualify. If you have worked 216 hours or more during the pandemic, you qualify for the full $2,000. Okay, if you only worked, let's say, I think anything over 68 hours, you can get up to $1,200. Okay, so they do have a kind of tier. I'm not sure exactly how it works or how much you get based on how many hours you work, but if you live in the state of Vermont, you can go and check that out. Go to google.com, type in Vermont Hazard Pay, and it'll probably be the first link that pops up. So here's the reason why I wanted to bring this up. I want to bring this up and mention this to you simply because as more and more states start offering hazard pay for essential workers and people that are not considered really essential, but still work through the pandemic, which means they were essential, in my opinion, more states are starting to offer some form of hazard pay or pandemic pay to essential workers, which is a great little stimulus package. Okay, and this is what states are now allowed to do, is they're now allowed to pull money from the funding they got from the CARES Act and redistribute it to different areas. And many states are looking into hazard pay simply because many people on unemployment were making all this money and they were staying at home and they didn't have to risk getting sick. And all you guys that were essential workers, you were risking your health just to make sure that people got food, groceries, just whatever they needed. So first off, thank you for that. So this is one of the reasons why I think this is very important, because as more states do this, more states are going to climb on board, start issuing some money to essential workers. And I think eventually, hopefully every state does this and every essential worker out there gets some type of bonus, whether it's a $2,000 bonus or a $10,000 bonus. Anything is better than nothing. Now, the last thing I just want to say is as more and more people are needing help paying for essential products, essential goods, everyday expenses, I made sure that I was doing what I could to help you guys out. First off, doing stimulus check updates and stimulus package update videos has been helping out a lot of people. And I thank you guys for putting that in the comments below that I've actually been helping, because that's my goal. The next thing is I'm trying to make more and more videos on how to make money online. That's one of the things I do, and I've been doing this since 2004. Or actually 2006, excuse me. So if you have any questions on how to make money online using the power of the internet, whether you work from home or somewhere else, I can help you. I've been doing this for over 14 years. I've been very successful from it. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, thank you guys for watching today's second stimulus check update and stimulus package update. If there's anything I can do for you, again, ask down in the comment section below. If you can do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. It just tells YouTube this is a good video. They should share it here on YouTube as well. And lastly, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one.